So I think that it's a pretty low value Akali game that we have for BLG. Do like that adaptation from ThunderTalk to actually switch things up. And I think that this is actually kind of a hard game for BLG to play. Feeling like he can really move on a mid to have an impact. They're just going to go play for the Dragon where they're a little bit stronger. So we'll be a trade. But for me, ThunderTalk trading up. If you get first 3 grubs, you have this 7.5 minute window where, and also the bonus time before the second spawn of grubs, where if you do hit turrets, you get that bonus damage. And so well played by ThunderTalk. Again, something that we saw, like, I want to give them credit. Yes, this is a weak group, arguably the weakest group, but even with the 2-0 that they've had over EDG and LNG, they've still put together good maps. Like, they've played good fundamental league, and I think that we've already seen some of that in the first 2 games today. So happy to see that for ThunderTalk going up against a much stronger opponent in BLG.
5 here. Maybe probably just hovering, though. It's pretty hard to collapse on to this Rakan and Varus, but they still don't have any summoners. The cleanse is down. They're going to dive through on, going to shift back towards Elk. First Blood going to be traded out there. Beitron picks it up. Elk trying to force Beitron back out as Way's here to collapse. Flash available for the Bilibili. Flash for flash between the junglers, and everybody is going to end up walking away. Pretty clutch that Elk's cleanse came up right before that dive came across.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a completely worth trade, but hey, they made the trade itself. SeTab, oh, this is a tough window for him. He's going to have the knockback, be big.
Oh, there's the perfect execution. Picks up the kill. Knight flashes over the wall. Beitron just burned his flash. Can he get close enough to trade? He does. So Knight gets his revenge, but it does end up being a trade nonetheless, and we're 1 kill apiece away from either team grabbing the first beat.
Flash, well played by Beitron, just being on top of the mechanics there.
Glad we got to see a look at Hoyas. Oh, there is that Leona ultimate landing this time, and Elk does not have any summoners to compete. Throws down the Chains of Corruption, but drops first. Now Way over on the side. Own coming in with the quickness. They should have the knockups and the charms. Way's going to single out Feather. Taking a while to kill him, and it's going to allow 1xN to actually end up escaping. So it's another trade.
Lower to lean on some of the scaling that they will have in terms of an advantage. Elk on this poke Varus, he will get outscaled. He will not be able to deal with the Ornn and the Jace as this game goes on.
Oh, 1xN steps too close to Own, gets the Chains of the Corruption down for Elk, and they're going to clean up there. A bit of an overstep from ThunderTalk, and that's the BLG we expect.
Finding plays, punishing the cleanses, being down, and this one for BLG leads to an objective.
Beitron trying to be a bit nosy here. He is going to hop on top of On, but wasn't maybe expecting Knight nearby. Crescent Guard through for Way. Beitron is just cut down and dead, gifting a shutdown over. There comes the Leona ultimate. They are going to single out On, but it's the Rakan who will valiantly give his life. Curtain call down. Can we hit the shots? 1xN. Way with the Ignite over top. They're just going to gift the double kill over to SeTab to get the Jace accelerated.
These objectives first and taken away from BLG. I love what I'm seeing from ThunderTalk today.
I love that you just keep repeating that phrase.
Yeah.
The repeating praise given to ThunderTalk, the way they are continuing to play. And the silver lining of that grub side escapade coming across from Beitron, nobody ends up getting the 6th grub. And it doesn't seem like Way is content trying to go for it. So the monster slaying chase has now been cut down. And it's 1 more for Beitron and ThunderTalk if they're able to get those upgraded boots. But for now, Feather is getting hopped on by Way. On did set up pretty well. Drops the Solar Flare defensively to try and hold Knight in place. Perfect execution forward. Gonna get it with the 5-pointed strike. So the pick comp coming through for BLG. They're able to find kills to stay competitive.
Champions that are on each side of the rift. So I do want to see if BLG is able to continue to push their advantages in terms of just the strengths of the champions that they have now. My eyes for that really go towards Elk and On.
Need to secure this Herald at the very least to make sure no feats of strength go the way of ThunderTalk. And they can set themselves up to maybe play for them later. As SeTab jumps back in on a Bin, Way's going to find himself flying under the turret, tanking up the aggro to try and set up Bin. Doesn't end up living, but Bin gets 1 kill. But here comes the rest of ThunderTalk. There's the Deadly Flourish root and a snipe spear from Beitron. All of a sudden, that Rift Herald play has fallen apart. And Elk may be under fire from this curtain call. Looks like 1xN just trying to cut the wave down so they don't lose that first turret. But Beitron is on the hunt.
Even going down there, still created a positive play for his team as he knew that he had him in the back pocket. And it's going to be a trade of turrets with him being able to respond and catch this bot wave. So Oh, hold on.
Oh, 1xn. The cleanse
Oh,
isn't up
out.
just yet, but he survives the initial
Well
brunt.
played,
Elk
Elk.
flashes forward to find the kill, but burns all of his summoners just to find 1xn, and Beitwan will be happy to hop back in with SeTab, teleporting in first.
Watch
It's
Knight.
teleport galore, but SeTab gets the fadeaway snipe.
SeTab.
Give him a double. No, make it a triple. You are just praising the man. SeTab continues to perform, and Hoya gets to fly in with the Ornhorn to set up his mid laner. 4 kills to SeTab. ThunderTalk back at it again.
Between their main roster and challengers, just walks into LPL, queues up for ThunderTalk Gaming, and is slapping Knight 2 games in a row. SeTab is playing out of his mind to start this year.
Pit. And with the Nidalee damage alongside SeTab, they could just burn through this first Hextech Drake. And we're back to shades of game 1. It's a completely different comp, but still the execution, the confidence exuding from ThunderTalk is now putting us into some very uncomfortable conversations as ThunderTalk are in a spot with everything you talked about, Cubby, to go up 2-0 when nobody might have expected it.
I'm here for it, man. Let's make things spicy here in the LPL. As frankly, these groups, a lot of them, like, we've had a few bangers. Weibo JDG, shout out to that one. You get one best of 5 a day, and ThunderTalk, they're making it worth it for the viewers at home as that Rift gets the second crash, but on lying in wait, he has not been spotted so far until he steps out of trap by Beishwan. And again, SeTab just raining down the damage on this Jace. On's dead.
Oh, the solar flare. Oh, On
Good
does
heal.
escape. Caster Curse comes across. This is a blind curtain call. That second bullet nearly found its mark.
Between the Nidalee Jace, and then you have the Jin Leona set up as well. Really, really strong.
SeTab
Okay.
caught on a ward. Knight's going to jump in, immediately burns a flash and the perfect execution. But like you called out, SeTab is too tanky for this Akali's damage. But On able to set up Knight to find a pretty critical shutdown for BLG.
Get On in a position to find angles, which On has been looking for, and now On going to be caught looking for it. But oh, that's a good trap.
Yeah, he does use the quickness and the knockup to stun his pick. Way able to jump in, does have the
Hoya.
Crescent Guard, but there's a big deadly flourish. Hoya gets a ton of damage.
Hoya.
It's Knight that's caught, and the Shroud does
stuck.
not save him. SeTab finds another kill, and now the curtains open up for ThunderTalk once more. The shots won't fall, but is it enough for ThunderTalk to turn onto Voracious Otacon?
I want a replay. It looked like Knight was stuck in that fight. I wonder what happened. Was the rock from the Q on Ornn placed so well that Knight was just stuck between that and the wall? Because Hoya CC Knight completely, and once SeTab landed, it connected with the ult. Ben, he's the one that's fed 15, gonna go Mega.
Yeah, he's going Mega, Deadly Flourish, Solar Flare. They're locking up in. He has to hop out in Mega form. In flies Own, but he's all alone. He has to dip right back out as Voracious Opticon doing a ton of work. It will actually drop Feather. Wade tries to stump in and steal it, but it's secured by 1xn. Crit shots him to the face. Roots up Elk on the back end of it. Now he's flashing out, but ThunderTalk are following forward. Big accelerated shock blast from SeTab once more, and they're gonna clean house again. It's only been to survive. ThunderTalk are at it again, time after time. Reset, maybe looking for a pick. Looks like they're going to force the issue towards this mid turret. Here comes the Ornhorn from Hoya himself. Gets a 2-man knockup, tries to fly in, forces the Crescent Guard out. On going for the re-engage as the turret does drop, but he's too far up alone. Knight can't get in there, and Owen pays his life. Owen's Rakan goes off on the gray screen along with the mid-tier 2 turret.
I mean, down against a poke comp, you don't have someone equipped to actually push the sides, get any CC going, and
A Baron threat is on the cards, and we begin asking even more questions. The same question from game 1. How do BLG get back in? Well, maybe a pick here will come across as the curtain call rakes into the team fight. A crit shot lands onto On, but they find Beishwan, trade it out jungler for jungler as Knight is able to get back to safety. But SeTab is here alongside Hoya to provide that tank front line, and everybody's going to walk away missing their jungler. All bets are off for BLG. Keep an eye on Bin's Narbar, stacking up pretty close to him going Mega. Flank coming across potentially for Knight. Here comes the Ornhorn. Way, Crescent Guard out. That's the key ultimate to stop the poke. But Feather does land a really good Solar Flare to lock him up and weighs down first. All going to fly in to try and root up Beitwan, or they do pick off SeTab, but it's going to cost them this time round because 1xn can free fire. Knight jumping in onto Hoya, but that's the tanky Ornn. They can't move the conductor. The train's still going down the track. 3 for 1 in favor of ThunderTalk, and that Hextech Soul and Imagination is now a reality, Cubby.
dude, Elk flashed the wrong way there, man. BLG look a little bit stuck. I like, when is the last time we've seen BLG flub mechanically this hard? like with Wei and Elk. Both flashes being out of range there. Between Elk flashing in and Wei flashing in and, you know, finding a Leona. Not really sure what we're thinking here as BLG is. That's going to be Baron. That's Hextech Soul. And again, I just think that's game. Like, how do you play against Hextech Soul when you can apply it at the range that Jace, Jhin, Leona, Nidalee can? Even Ornn, if he pops the Ornn horn. ThunderTalk continue to cruise.
Constantly procced. Shock blasts, deadly flourishes, spears. BLG are just going to get cornered and quartered at this rate into the might of ThunderTalk.
I gotta say, with ThunderTalk too, and like the way they've played, maybe it's just all about objective fights. Maybe BLG has to play a little bit chiller, but where were you when Hoya was having a higher game impact than Bin?
Where were you when SeTab was running Knight in a series?
Like, what is going on?
Well, they're breaking the base open. That's what starts out as another Shock Blast lands onto Wei. Still holding on to that Crescent Guard and trying to keep himself alive. Inhibitor down as well as all of BLG have to go for the reset. Bin just cannot get through Hoya's health bar this time. It's not like the early game with the Mini-Gnar into the Ornn. Turret gonna drop to a cannon minion. SeTab is sectioned off here, but he's too darn tanky. Wei can't deal with him. Elk can't get close enough, and Feather's going in. ThunderTalk want the killer blow. Ornn Horn gonna go wide just onto Bin, but it's not needed onto the back line because ThunderTalk are running wild. 1xN just shot Elk into the face, sends him to a gray screen. Wei's running for another inhibitor turret, the slow of the solar flare. Can Feather get the outplay? No way drops, but who cares about it because the Nexus is the target. Imagine it, soak it in. ThunderTalk are 2-0 up on your two-time champions.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.